सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। ओम श्री हयग्रीवाय नमः। ओम श्री वल्लभा समेत श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। So we were looking at the athato brahma jignasa, that sutra. Even in that, the atha-sabda-vichaarah. What is the meaning of atha-sabda? So the atha-sabda, if you take both Ramanuja and Shankara, agree that the meaning is anantaryartam, after something. Okay. So after what? There is a difference. So Shankaracharya is saying that it is the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti anantaram, and Ramanujacharya is saying it is purva mimamsa adhyayana anantaram, like that. Now Bellangonda Ramaraya Kavi is saying that it cannot be purva mimamsa adhyayana anantaram, because if you say purva mimamsa adhyayana anantaram, in purva mimamsa we are only gaining the karma jnanam, how to do karma. Okay. So if we take that, how can karma jnanam be related to brahma jnanam? So he is giving 4 different options for that. One is brahma jnanam itself is dependent on karma jnanam, like a parent-child relationship. So he calls it upajivya upajivaka bhava sambandha. Now that is not there. Now the example for that he gave it as the Maheshwarani Sutrani. You have to know before you can understand any Paniniya Sutra. So like that, there is no prerequisite here or dependency here. So that is one thing. Then the next kind of relationship is that karma jnanam will give you adhikaritvam for you to gain brahma jnanam. Like even you have to be, you have to have upanayana samskara for having vivaha samskara, let us say. So you are only an adhikari or qualified for vivaha samskara only if you have had upanayana samskara already. Is it like that? Means that also is not true. The karma jnanam has never been said anywhere in the Veda also as the one which gives you adhikaritvam for gaining brahma jnanam. The third option he gave was that the Purva Mimamsa principles, the Nyayas used in the Purva Mimamsa are useful to understand the Uttara Mimamsa or the Brahma Sutras also. Therefore, one has to first study the Purva Mimamsa. This is one argument. This also was negated, saying that if you say like that, then you have to include Tarka, Vyakarana, everything there. Correct? So like that, they are not saying. So also we see that many people who have not studied any Tarka or Vyakarana or even Purva Mimamsa are all Jnanis already. So that being the case, you cannot say that it is a prerequisite. Of course, the principles used in Purva Mimamsa, we can understand that even without studying the Purva Mimamsa Shastra itself in full, understand that. And those are still useful for us to understand the Brahma Sutra. And the fourth option they gave is that, or that is the main one they argue, I think, is that the Purva Mimamsa Adhyanam has to be done. From that you will have Karma Jnanam. That Karma Jnanam will give you again, then based on that you will do Karma. And Karma, by doing the Acharanam of Karma, you gain Chitta Shuddhi, and then Chitta Shuddhi becomes the whatever. The one with the Chitta Shuddhi alone can have Brahma Jignasa. Like this, there is a connection they are saying. Therefore, Purva Mimamsa has to be studied like that. Even that is negated, saying that one does not have to study Purva Mimamsa to gain karma jnanam and then only one has to do karma. Like that, you cannot say. In fact, as soon as one has Upanayanam, one starts doing certain karma, correct? The Nitya karma. And Sangha Veda Dhyanam itself is good enough for you to gain certain understanding about karma phala and also an understanding that there is something called Brahman and that Brahman is Nitya Phalam and all karma phala are all Nashwaram. Like this, only with the Veda Adhyanam itself, one can have this knowledge and then gain a certain Vairagya, and therefore directly one can study the Vedanta Shastra. So one need not study the Purva Mimamsa Shastra. So although we accept that Chitta Shuddhi is important, understand that, and doing karma with the Yoga Buddhi will give you Chitta Shuddhi, that portion we accept that, but we do not accept that Purva Mimamsa Adhyayana has to be done for doing karma with Yoga Buddhi. That is the part we don't accept that. So like this we saw up to this, okay, up to this nahi neere labdhe sati neera labhaya kupa kananam kananiyaha. So already you have water, then again if you need some water you are not going to dig a well there, correct? It is like that is how it is. Like already I am not interested in karma or karma phala, or I have transcended the desire for that, and now I am only interested in moksha. Means, will I go and directly do uh, Vedanta Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam, and as part of that I will also do Uttara Mimamsa Adhyanam, or I will be doing Purva Mimamsa. So it doesn't make any sense, correct? So if I am a Brahma Jignasu, why should I go and do Purva Mimamsa Adhyanam? Okay, doesn't make any sense. Therefore, and I can become a Brahma Jignasu without doing any Purva Mimamsa Adhyanam also. Therefore, all these criteria, whatever the four options they give, everything has been negated now. Okay. Now again the Purva Bakshi is saying something. Let us see. Nanu Brahma Jignasuna Karma Shastradhyayananantaram Karma Jnane Sati Brahma Mimamsa Kartavya iti na vayam brumaha. Kim tarhi Karma Jignasuna Karma Shastraadhyanam Kartavyam ततः कर्मज्ञाने लब्धे सति तस्य ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा जायते तेन च उत्पन्न ब्रह्म जिज्ञासेन ब्रह्म मीमांसा कर्तव्या इति ब्रूमः. So now they are saying the Purva Bakshi is explaining their paksha, you can say. What he is saying is, we are not saying that the Brahma Jignasu, the one who has the desire to know Brahman, has to do Karma Shastra Adhyanam. Okay, like that we are not saying. Okay, what? So he is saying, that's what he is saying. See, Brahma Jignasuna Karma Shastra Adhyananantaram Karma Jnane Sati Brahma Mimamsa Kartavya iti na vayam brumaha, they are saying. That means, if somebody is already a Brahma Jignasu, they have to first to anyway do Karma Shastra Adhyanam or Purva Mimamsa Adhyanam, then they will get Karma Jnana, and from that again, after that they have to do Brahma Mimamsa. Like this we are not saying. Now what is the Krama? Is that what we are actually saying is Karma Jignasuna Karma Shastra Adhyanam Kartavyam. So we are also saying one who is interested in doing karma and one is who is interested to know the iti kartavyata, that person who is karma jignasu only has to do the karma shastra adhyanam or the purva mimamsa adhyanam. Okay. After that, what happens? After gaining this karma jnana, okay, tataha karma jnane labdhe sati. So gaining this karma jnana, tasya brahma jignasa jayate. For that person, the desire to know Brahman will arise. Okay. And once it has come, this desire to know Brahman, so such a person is called Utpanna Brahma Jignasa, Brahma Jignasaha, okay, or Brahma Jignasaha, because it is saying Brahma Jignasena, like that. So Tena cha Utpanna Brahma Jignasena Brahma Mimamsa Kartavya iti Bruma. So we are saying the person for whom Brahma Jignasa is there, that person has to do only Brahma Mimamsa. We are not saying that that person has to go and do Karma Mimamsa. But Karma Mimamsa has to have been done already. Like this, they are putting a condition anyway, correct? So you are a Karma Jignasu first, then you do Karma Shastra Adhyayanam, then with Karma Jnanam, once you have, you will get Brahma Jignasa. And then once you have Brahma Jignasa, you have to do Brahma Mimamsa. This is the Krama. So Ataha na doshaha iti chet. If you say there is no dosha in this, means ma evam, no, it's not. Whatever you say is also there is dosha. Why? He will explain. See, let us see. Nahi karma jnana labhadeva brahma jignasa jayate purushasya. So you are saying, see here he is saying karma jnane labdhe sati tasya brahma jignasa jayate. What now Bellangonda is saying is what? Karma jnana labhadeva brahma jignasa na jayate, he says. Just by having the knowledge of karma, one will not gain, in fact, one will not gain any chitta shuddhi, because for us, chitta shuddhi is very important. The Brahma Jignasa has to arise along with the chitta shuddhi is a word which we are substituting for sadhana chatushtaya. So basically, you should have sadhana chatushtaya sampatti and then only Brahma Jignasa. So you cannot say that by having karma jnana, by gaining knowledge of how to do karma, that to Vaidika karma, you will automatically get Brahma Jignasa. That is not true. So Brahma Jignasa na jayate purushasya. Kintu nishkama karma anushtana dwara chitta shuddhi labhadeva. So, but only by doing karma anushtana, not karma jnana alone is not enough. And that too, it has to be nishkama karma anushtana. Means it should be karma yoga. Yoga buddhya karma anushtana one has to do, and by that one will gain chitta shuddhi, and that chitta shuddhi once one has, then only one can have this desire to know Brahman. So nahi karmani jnata matrani eva chitta shuddhim janayanti. So only by just knowing the karma, correct, the karmas which are known, they will not become a cause for you to gain chitta shuddhi. They will not create any chitta shuddhi in you. Okay. So chitta shuddhim na janayanti. So tatha sati sarvasyapi vidhishastrasya vasante vasante jyotisha yajeta ityadehe anarthakya prasangat. So if you say karma jnanam alone will give you chitta shuddhi and all that, or some phala, then why should anybody do anything? Knowledge alone is not good enough, correct? In fact, even the vidhi is that vasante vasate jyotisha yajete. So every vasanta ritu, one has to do jyotishtoma. Like this, the vidhi is there. The vidhi is for doing, not just knowing. So if you say that by knowing only one will gain something, then these will all become useless, correct? Anarthakya will happen for all these things. So whatever you are saying cannot be accepted. So further what? Artha avabodha sahitat स्वाध्यायाध्ययनादेव कर्माणि ज्ञातानि इति कृत्वा कर्मशास्त्रस्यापि anarthakya prasangat. So the other point is that even how to do karma, one knows, I told you, correct, while doing adhyayanam, Vedadhyayanam only, we learn certain karma, and we will also learn by seeing how our shishtas are doing, correct, our acharyas are doing. So whenever you do the adhyayana, as soon as your Upanayana has been done, you have become qualified to do certain karma, and you start doing karma, correct? So you have knowledge about the karma, by having Upanayana Samskara and also then doing the Veda Adhyayanam, and particularly with Artha Avabodha. If you are doing proper Sangha Veda Adhyayana, you will also have certain understanding of the meaning of the Veda Vakyas. Based on all these things, itself karma, how to do and all you will know. Therefore, even doing Purva Mimamsa Adhyayanam itself is useless, he is saying. Okay. But Purva Mimamsa Adhyayana is done only to know the iti kartavyata and all the details, because sometimes it can be confusing whatever is there in the Veda. So how to interpret all that and do properly, for that only Purva Mimamsa Adhyayanam is there. So nahi karma jnanaya jaimanina shastram kritam kintu tad anushtana vidhi pradarsanaya iti. So even Jaimini has not created this Purva Mimamsa Shastra just to give some karma jnanam, but he has created it only so that people can follow. Right? He has analyzed everything and given what has to be done, and that one has to do. So he is showing what is to be done, to know that alone, and not only just knowing, but one has to know that and do. For that purpose alone, Jaimini also has created this Purva Mimamsa Shastra. एवञ्च द्विजस्य तावद् उपनीतस्य अर्थज्ञानपूर्वकं साङ्गवेदाध्ययनं ततः मीमांसाध्ययनं पश्चात् कर्मानुष्ठानं तदुपरि चित्तशुद्धौ सत्यां ब्रह्मजिज्ञासा उदयेन वेदान्तशास्त्राध्ययनम् इति क्रमः. So the krama is like this, correct? That you have for all dvijas you have the upanayana samskara. So upanitasya, and then what? Once you have the Upanayana Samskara, you go to Gurukula and you start Veda Adhyayanam, Swadhyayo Adhyetavyaha, like that the Vidhi is there. So based on that, you start the Adhyayanam. In that again, Artha Jnana Purvakam, he says. So by understanding the meaning, and you do the Adhyayanam along with all the Veda Angas, if one does Adhyayanam. After the Adhyayanam only, you do normally, this is the normal Krama he is talking about. One will then do Purva Mimamsa Adhyayanam, then you do Karma Anushtanam, and then by doing Karma Anushtana, particularly with Yoga Buddhi, then after that you get Chitta Shuddhi, and having the Chitta Shuddhi, uh, one for one such a person only the Brahma Jignasa arises, okay, the desire to know Brahman, and then one does the Vedanta Shastra Adhyayanam. Like this, there can be a Krama. Okay, we do not have any problem with this Krama. In fact, because of that only Atayeva Athato Dharma Jignasa Ityatra Shabdasya Vedadhyayana Antaryanam Vedadhyayana Anantaryam Arthaha Ityuktam. So even in the Atha Shabda of the Purva Mimamsa Sutra, the first Purva Mimamsa Sutra is Athato Dharma Jignasa. There also the Atha Shabda is Anantaryartha only. But after what means? After Vedadhyayana. That is the meaning for the Atha Shabda there. Okay. So, so this is how it is. So Vedadhyanam one does. In that only we get a certain idea. And from there only one can get Brahmajijna. So also one need not do the Adhyanam of Purva Mimamsa. Okay. Now after having said all this, now the Purva Bakshi goes in a different direction. So he says, Nanu bhavatu Ramanuja Ukta Dushtaha. So let it be that Rama, whatever Ramanuja has said is defective. Okay. But based on that, how can you say that whatever Shankara has said is correct? He is saying. So Katham Punaha Shankara Ukta Arthaha Bhaved Apankaha iti Ched Uchyate. So so how can you say that whatever Shankara has said has no defects or it is stainless? Okay. So how can you say that? Means we are saying what? See, Samadhi Sampattehe eva Chitta Shuddhi Shabda Vachyatvat iti. So the Samadhi Sampatti is there. Okay. That is what we call Chitta Shuddhi. And further what? Nacha Brahma Jignasa Udayan Anantaryam atha-sabda-artha iti vaktavyam iti vachyam brahma jignasuhu eva brahma mimamsayam pravartate. So the other thing is uh, the atha-sabda-artha itself is after the uh, after one has brahma jignasa, like that you cannot take. See, after something you have brahma jignasa, like that only the sutra is there, correct? Ataha brahma jignasa. So that atha shabda itself you cannot say that after having brahma jignasa one will do some adhyanam and all that. After gaining some qualification, you have desire to know Brahman. That is how the sutra meaning is. So one more thing they say is what? Brahma jignasa udaya anantaryam also some people are saying the meaning. That also one cannot say he is saying, because it is obvious that the one who does Brahma Mimamsa, the analysis to understand Brahman, is the one who desires to know Brahman. So Brahma jignasu eva Brahma Mimamsayam pravartate. So that being the case, one need not say that Anantaryartha is that after the Udaya or after the rise of the desire to know Brahman, like that you cannot take the meaning. Okay. Further what? Natu anya iti tasya avachanadapi siddhatvena tad vachanasya anarthakyatvat. So, this particular, without even saying that atha shabda also, if you are a Brahma jignasu, you will anyway do only vichara of Brahman. See, Mimamsa Shabda Artha is vichara only. Okay, so you are doing vichara or analysis, let us say in English. So that vichara one will do only when you have this desire to know anyway. So avachanadapi siddhatvena means what? If you say that anantaryartha is that after the rise of the desire to know Brahman, means that need not be said at all, he is saying. Okay. So therefore, the atha shabda will become meaningless, or anarthakya prasanga will be there. Therefore, what? Atayeva athato dharma jignasa ityatrapi atha shabdasya karma jignasa anantaryam artha iti na uktam. So, if you say that here for atha shabda I will take brahma jignasa udaya anantaryam. Similarly, then you have to take there also that karma jignasa udyanantaryam, like that you have to say for athato dharma jignasa also, but that's not taken like that. There also we are taking the meaning as adhyayananantaram, correct? So like that here also it has to be something else. First he is trying to establish that. Okay. So therefore what? Napi karma ananushtana anantaryam artaha iti vachyam. Also, the other thing is what? If you say that one who is not interested in karma and all that, doesn't mean that that means one should not do any karma. Karma ananushtana one has to have. Then only after that you have Brahma Jignasa. Also, you should not say or you cannot say. Is that clear? Whether you do karma anushtana or not, in fact, is immaterial. You cannot say one way or the other. So just because we say that Brahma Jnanam is opposed to karma and all that, which is fine. But for that, you need not or you cannot also say that one who does not do any anushtana of karma will only get Brahma Jignasa. That is also not true. You will just be a lazy guy, correct? You can be a lazy person without doing any. In fact, most people are like that, correct? Given an option, nobody wants to take up even the regular life of a Brahmana, only nobody wants to take up. Once if you give an option, then everybody wants to only just, they all are interested only in Arthakama. 95% of Brahmanas themselves have now just gone after Arthakama, and they are not even doing any Veda Dhyanam and all. Only like Jati Brahmanas are only there mostly. There are no real Karma Brahmanas or Guna Brahmanas. They are all very rare already. So given an option, nobody wants to take up the lifestyle of a Brahmana. because the Brahmana's life is dedicated for dharma and doing karma. And even the karma which the Brahmana does is not only for one's own sake. Understand that. It is for everybody's sake. Even the Gayatri mantra we chant every day is in plural, correct? Diyaha naha prachodayat only. It is not mamadhi prachodayat, correct? It is naha dhiyaha prachodayat. Means it is actually a prayer for the entire community only. Like that, even all the karma one does, it is not just for oneself. Okay. So anyway, coming back here, the ananushtana also you cannot say. Okay, why? Because what krita karmanam api keshan chitta shuddhi anudayana karmanushtana anantaram brahmamimamsaya kartavyatva asiddhehe iti. Also, another point is what? That means you have to do karma anushtana. That also you cannot say. Why? Karma, like I said, actually there is no connection between karma and moksha. And the idea is that you cannot say that without doing karma, you will get Brahma Jignasa. Or if you do karma also, you cannot say you will get Brahma Jignasa. Correct? Krita karmanam api keshan chitta. Chitta Shuddhi Anudayena means for them Chitta Shuddhi does not rise, because once you start doing karma, you may be interested in karma phala also. So once you become interested in Swarga and karma phala and all whatever, every this heaven business is there. And it's all only tourism promotion, correct? If you get enamored by the tourism promotion, then you are going to go after that. So you are not going to get any Chitta Shuddhi. You will be only doing Kamya karma. And any amount of Kamya karma you do, after that karma anushtana also, Brahma Mimamsa is useless for you, or you are not going to be interested. You won't have any Brahma Jignasa itself, and therefore you are not going to do any Brahma Mimamsa. So the Brahma Mimamsayaha Kartavyatva Asiddhehe, he says, it is not going to happen for this person. So from all these things, what he is trying to establish is that there is no connection between karma, whether you do karma or you don't do karma, none of that you can have any link with Brahma Jignasa. Okay. Then what is the link? Why is disassociating karma completely? Because then only you can say that Purva Mimamsa Adhyayana is not required. Correct? That's what he is driving at. So what is required then? What is it that makes you a person with a desire to know Brahman means? That is only the sadhana chatushtaya, correct? So that's what he is going to now drive at. He says now, Nanu Purushena Samadhi Sampatti Rupayam Chitta Shuddhau Satyam Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam Kartavyam Yiti Sthapitam. So from this, what we have established is that this Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam is done by one who has Brahma Jignasa, and Brahma Jignasa itself one has only when one has Chitta Shuddhi. And for Chitta Shuddhi, one has to have all this Samadhi, Shatka Sampattihi. Therefore, that is the Krama which we can accept. Okay. So this has been established. Now there is a Samshaya. Now here also he is analyzing this beautifully. So Tatra Samshaya. What is the doubt here? Kim Chitta Shuddhau Satyameva Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam Kartavyam iti Niyamaha. So first question is it that the one who has Chitta Shuddhi only should do Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam? Others should not do. Is there a niyama like that? First question. Next question is what? Kim va chitta shuddhau satyam Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam eva kartavyam. So now it is different. So if you have chitta shuddhi, you have to do Adhyanam of only Vedanta Shastra, or can you do Adhyanam of some other things? Okay. That is the next question. Third is what? Kimuta chitta shuddhau satyam Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam kartavyam eva iti. See, he is moving that eva in different places and getting beautifully different meanings. Or what? If you have Chitta Shuddhi, You have to do only Adhyanam of the Vedanta Shastra, means nothing else you can do Adhyayana. So, like this, further, one more thing is said here, Nacha Nayam Niyama Vidihi Kintu Apurva Vidihi Eva iti Vachyam. Brahma Jignasoho Brahma Jnanartham Brahma Pratipadaka Vedanta Shastra Pradhatvena Apurva Viditva Abhavat. Okay, another thing is when we are talking about all these things, correct? Kartavyam and all that. So when there is a Tavya Pratyaya means it is a Vidhi, because even in the Brahma in the Brihadaranyaka also we have Atma are Drashtavyaha, Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha and all. Tavya is there, correct? So Ling Lord Tavya only gives you this Vidhi meaning. Ling, of course, if you have studied the Samskrita and the Lakaras, there is a Ling and Lot are there. Then Tavya is separate. Okay. So this Tavya, Near, all this Pratyaya also you will study normally. So the Tavya Pratyaya also indicates a Vidhi. But there are different types of Vidhi in the Veda. Maybe some other time I will talk about it. So there is something called Apurva Vidhi, Niyama Vidhi, and Parisankhya Vidhi, like that. In fact, the Apurva Vidhi means, see, if Veda is mandating something and that is not available to you from anywhere else, correct? So Swarga Kamaha Jyotishtomene Yajeta, like that, if it is there, that is a Apurva Vidhi. Because the Jyotishtoma you are not going to get from anywhere else, correct? That the one who is desirous of Swarga has to do Jyotishtoma also, only the Veda has to say. And how to do that Jyotishtoma also, Veda only has to tell you. So it is an Apurva Vidhi you can take. But here, once you have the desire to know Brahman, then Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam has to be done. That is a given. Okay. Because the Vedanta Shastra only is revealing to you this Brahman, correct? Brahma Pratipadaka Vedanta Shastra Adhyanasya Praptatvena, he says. No, that is a given. Therefore, it cannot be an Apurva Vidhi. See, once that something is revealed in the Vedanta alone and you have decided to know, that means you are going to do Adhyanam of that. But there can be many options, correct? This like this Shanka. He has given 3 questions now. Okay. Now, normally Niyama Vidhi means if you have more than one option, which one should you choose? That is called Niyama Vidhi. Okay, Veda has to still come and say that you have to do it like this only. Or sometimes it may say you have to do everything. See, when you are having an option, whether you have to do option A or option B, or all both the options you have to do also, sometimes it can be there. So that kind of a Vidhi, where you are having an option, the option is not revealed by the Veda. Option is available to you, but amongst the option, what you have to do is revealed by the Veda. That is what is called Niyama Vidhi. So in fact, even Bhashyakara actually says there is only a Vidhi Chaya. Bhashyakara does not accept any real Vidhi in the sense the Purva Mimamsakas talk about it. The Purva Mimamsakas say that the Veda Vakya itself has a certain Shakti and it actually forces you to do the karma and all that. They talk about it something like that. That Bhashyakara never accepts that because karma is always Purusha Tantra. Okay, and even he says that Veda is only Nyapakam, Natu Karakam, like that he says in one place. Okay, it can only reveal to you. It can say that you have to do this if you are desirous of this. It cannot make you do still, correct? Only you have to do that. So any Vidhi also is only a Vidhi Chaya, he says. But even then he accepts that it is a Niyama Vidhi. Like for example, the Atma Ityeva Upasita, like that it is there in 147. That is called Vidya Sutra. So there also Upasita is there. That is a Vidhi. Then what type of a Vidhi it is, like that there is an argument there. And there also it is said that because before that Atma Ityeva Upasita, generally people are taking that prana is prana, and Indriyas are Indriya, like that separately, correct? But what that Atma Ityeva Upasita says is everything is Atma only. Only due to the presence of Atma, the prana is prana, the Indriyas are Indriya, the body is body. All these are functioning only in the presence of Atma. Therefore, everything has to be looked upon as Atma alone. Like that, that is what is the Vidya Sutra. If you see that in Brihadaranyaka, so there anyway the others are available to you, correct? You can think of yourself as body mind sense complex also. So there is a option there. Then in that the Atma Ityeva Upasita is a Niyama Vidhi, like that he accepts finally. If you are very particular about establishing a Vidhi, that too. So here also he says that this this Adhyanam Kartavyam, when we say, that is only a Niyama Vidhi, it is not an Apurva Vidhi. Okay. And further, Atra Uchyate, okay, in this context, what is said? Trividha api ayam niyamaha purvacharyehi abhyupagatah. Now, all these three have been accepted, he says. See, he said, if you have Chitta Shuddhi, then only you should do Vedanta Adhyanam. Is it true? Means yes. Because only the one who has Chitta Shuddhi has to do Vedanta Shastra Adhyayana. Okay, if you do it without the Chitta Shuddhi, it will anyway go over your head. It's not going to enter you. So that way it is a Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, it is said, correct? It is Guhya. So anyway it is useless. If you don't have Chitta Shuddhi, even if you come and sit in the Vedanta class, anyway you will not have interest. You will get away and go away. Or even if you are sitting there, you won't understand anything. Okay. Therefore, first thing, first question, answer is yes. Only the one who has Chitta Shuddhi should do Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam. Okay. Then what? Next question, what? If you have Chitta Shuddhi, should you do only the uh, Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam? Means, so Adhyanam Eva Kartavyam means what? You have to do only Adhyanam of the Vedanta Shastra. You should not do Adhyanam of something else. Okay, you cannot, after having Chitta Shuddhi and Vairagya and all that, you cannot go and do. In fact, that is one reason I told you, correct? Even though I was interested in Jyotisha, my Guruji said, don't do. Or he even didn't want me to study too much of all this Nyaya, etc. Even Vyakaranam and all, we were taught in our course. But again, Vyakaranam was taught to us not to become a Vyakarana Shastra Vitt or anything, only to understand Vedanta. Everything has to subserve the Adhyanam of Vedanta for us. That is very important. So, Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam eva kartavyam. Then finally, what? If you have Chitta Shuddhi, you have to do Vedanta. It's like there is no option, you have to do Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam. It's not that you can sit without doing the Shastra Adhyanam also. You have Chitta Shuddhi and then you don't do that means Iha ched avedit atha satyam asti na ched iha vedin mahati vinashtihi, like that Upanishad says. So anyway, for everybody, or even Brihadaranyaka says, you are a kripana. If you don't know it, know this Atma in this life, you are like a miser, correct? Because this Atma is all the time available with you, and you don't know that, means you are like a miser. You are like having money, but if you don't use it, you are a miser, correct? Miser is not somebody who is poor. Miser is typically a wealthy person, but does not use his own wealth for neither himself nor for others. Like that, you already have this Atma. Atma is all the time available, but still you do not know that. So you have it, but you are not knowing it, means you are a kripanaha. Like that, you will become a kripana, or your loss is limitless. Mahati vinashtihi. So that should not be there. Therefore, if you have Chitta Shuddhi, Vedanta Shastra Adhyayana has to be done. It is not an option that you cannot do it, or you may do Vedanta Shastra Adhyayana You need not do Vedanta Shastra Adhyayana like that. There is no option. You have to do. All three are accepted by our Purvacharyas. Okay. So Purvacharyahi Abhibhagataha eva Atha eva chitta shuddhi raitanam na Vedanta Shastra Adhikaraha. So first one he is giving in the other way around. Therefore what? Those who do not have chitta shuddhi, for them there is no Vedanta Shastra Adhyayana Adhikara. They are not qualified for that. In fact, katanchit kutuhalitaya pravrittanamapi tesham brahma sakshatkara anudayascha. So some people may still take up the study of Vedanta for whatever, some curiosity and all that, correct? Kutuhalitaya, or just for entertainment or whatever. But even if you start like that, or you are studying Vedanta Shastra to get a PhD, let us say, because you want to get some professorship in some university and all that, you can still study. Then it will only give you that. You wanted a professorship and a lifestyle based on that, means you can get that. But you are not going to get Brahma Sakshatkara. Is that clear? So that way it is still useless. Further, what Shuddha Chittanam api anadhita Vedanta Shastranam Prabodha Chandrodayadi Grantha Adhyetrinam Brahma Jnana Labhas Brahma Jnana Alabhascha iti. Also, let us say you already have Chitta Shuddhi, but you don't do Adhyayana of Vedanta Shastra, means what? Generally, if you don't do one thing, correct, you cannot sit without doing also. That is the truth for most or almost 99-100% of the people. Correct. Bhagavan also says this Prakriti will force you to do. That is the nature. Then you will do something which is not proper or not good for you. Correct. So if you already have Chitta Shuddhi, but you don't do Vedanta Shastra Adhyayana, what will you do? Then you will be doing something else. Prabodha Chandrodaya, etc. Like that. It is like a kavya, correct? You will start studying some kavya, etc. You can study the grantha. But by studying those grantha, you are not going to get Brahmajnana. Brahmajnana alabhascha. Therefore, all three questions, the answer is yes. So you should have only the one who has Chitta Shuddhi should do Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam, and the one who has Chitta Shuddhi should do only Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam, and the one who has Chitta Shuddhi should do Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam definitely, correct? So there is no option of not doing also. So like this, all three here. Okay, further what? Okay, now this part is over. Next is what? Nanu Samadhi sadhana sampannaha eva brahmajnane adhikari iti atra. Okay, adhikaraha ityatra shruti pramana abhavat ayuktaha shankarokta arthaha iti chet ma evam. So okay, the another question which is raised is, you are saying that Samadhi Shatka Sampatti and whatever we say Sadhana Chatushtaya, correct? So the one who has Chitta Shuddhi or Samadhi Shatka Sampatti, for that person only the Brahma, that is the Adhikara is there to do the Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam or in Brahma Jnana. For that there is no Shruti Pramana, they are saying. Okay, therefore whatever Shankara is saying is not correct. If you say like that, also that is not true. Why? Because we have we have Veda Pramana for that. It is there, correct, in Brihadaranyaka. So he is quoting that Shanto Dantaha Uparata Stitikshuhu Samahita Shraddhavitto Bhutva Atmanyeva Atmanam Pashyediti Shrutehe Satva. So the Shruti is there. Shanto Dantaha and all is the Shamadama only, correct? The Ikta Pratyaya Rupa is there here. So one who is Shanta and Danta and Uparataha, Titikshuhu and Samahitaha, Shraddhavittaha, Bhutva. Bhutva also is there. So becoming all this, then one sees the Atmanyeva Atmanam. Atmani here is the Samskrita Manas only is called Atmani. So in your Samskrita manaha only. You see your Atma, means you see here means you are not seeing it as an object, but you see your own reality. Okay. So the Shruti is there. Therefore, what etena Ramanuja ukta arthaha Shruti anugraha abhavat dushtaha iti siddham. So from this, what do we understand? Ramanuja is saying, Ramanuja is not talking about Chitta Shuddhi, he is talking about Purva Mimamsa Adhyaya Anantaryam. For that, there is no Shruti Pramana also. Okay. So therefore, whatever he says is defective, it's not correct. Whatever Shankara says only is correct because we have the backing of the Shruti. Further, what nahi Shrutau Karmajnani Brahma Pashyediti Kwapi Shruyate. Also, in the Shruti, we don't see anywhere that one has to be a Karmajnani and then only you will see this Brahman or you will know this Brahman. Like this, nowhere it is said in the Shrutis. Therefore, whatever Ramanuja says is not proper. Okay. Now again, the Purva Pakshi is coming. He is saying, Nanu na Ramanujena atha-sabdasya dharma-shastra-adhyaya anantaryam artha iti uktam. So now they are saying Ramanuja did not say this, that dharma-shastra-adhyayana anantaryam only one has to come to Brahma Mimamsa or Brahma Jigyasa will come. Like this, Ramanuja did not give the atha-shabda. So what he says is Kintu karma jnana anantaryam iti. It is only that karma jnana has to be there. That is his contention. Okay. And if you have karma jnana, what? Karma jnana means what? They are trying to explain it now with a little bit of nuance. What is that? Tathacha karma phalam kshayishnu satishayam cha iti jnana anantaram iti phalati iti chet tarhi nitya nitya vastu viveka rupam तत्कर्मज्ञानं साधनचतुष्टय एव अंतर्भवति इति कुतः दूष्यते शंकरोक्तार्थः. Okay, so if he says only karma jnana is necessary, even the karma jnana, why he is saying it is necessary? Because by karma jnana here they are saying you understand the nature of karma, let us say. And what is the nature of karma? That karma phala is kshayishnuhu, means it is temporary, it will be destroyed, it's not going to be there forever. Correct? Any karma phala, by by the very fact that it is a karma phala, it is born of limited action. Correct? Therefore, the results of limited action also are all limited by both space and time, and in space time only it will be destroyed, it will go away. And it is also satishayam, means what? It is all having some, it can be bettered always. Correct? Any karma phala, anything finite, you by adding up finite you can never get infinite. Correct? Anything finite you can say plus one, means there is a atishaya is there, something can be bettered always. So that being the case, so once you understand this, then only what? This is the karma jnana, let us say Ramanuja is talking about, that you have understood the nature of karma and karma phala, and from that basically you have get certain vairagya. Okay. So satishayam cha iti jnana anantaram, like that if you say, that is the karma, and jnanantaram iti phalati iti chet. So if you say like this, that by karma jnanam Ramanuja only meant this, that you understand the nature of karma and karma phala, and after that jnanam, then only you do this Vedanta Shastra Shravanam, and then only it will be useful. Correct? Phalati iti chet. No, that is what Shankara also is saying. Why are you then and trying to say that whatever Shankara is saying is defective? Because Shankara is talking about Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha in the Sadhana Chatushtaya, and that is nothing but whatever you are saying now. Correct? So Nitya Vastu Viveka Rupam Tat Karma Jnanam Sadhana Chatushtaya Eva Antarbhavati. So whatever you call as Karma Jnana is what is there in the Sadhana Chatushtaya as Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. It is already there. Okay. So then iti kutaha dushyate Shankara ukta artha. So why are you why are you talking against or opposing whatever Shankara has said? Okay, further what? Nacha na idam karma jnanam nitya nitya vastu viveka rupam kintu anitya vastu jnana rupam eva iti vachyam. This is ultimate. So it is not nitya and anitya vastu rupam. You only know that karma phala is anitya. That is what we are talking about. We are not talking about nitya nitya vastu viveka. This looks like a very stupid argument, but even somebody can argue like this also, I think. So, what we say as karma jnanam only involves knowing the anityatvam of the karma phala. We are not talking about the nitya, nitya, vastu, viveka and all that. Okay. So, like this, if the Purva Pakshi says, then what he says, tatasati, if it is so, then what? Brahma jnana phalam nityam niratishayam cha iti jnana abhave brahma mimamsayam pravritti ayogat. So, if you say anitya jnanam, that karma is anitya alone, if you know, then you will maximum become something like a skeptic or a stoic person only, correct? Or we have some Western philosophy also, correct? Or you can be like a charvaka. Rinam kritva gritam pibet and all that. Okay, or do whatever. This is how life is. Okay, everything is limited. You are also a limited being. Whatever best you can do in this world, you do. That's all you can say. Unless you know that something Nityam Brahma is there, how are you going to get Brahma Jignasa? Correct? So, just Anitya alone is not enough. Anitya, karma is Anitya, that Jnanam alone is not enough. There is something called Brahman which is Nityam, and knowing that alone is going to give you moksha is also important. Both are important. That's what he is pointing out here. So, Brahmajnana palam nityam niratishayam, and that again, this Brahmajnana pala is niratishayam means what? It can never be bettered. This is the greatest. Brahmavid apnoti param. Correct? So, this jnana also has to be there. If it is not there, iti jnana abhave brahma mimamsayam pravritti ayoga. You cannot have any pravritti. You cannot even start, engage in this vichara, Brahma vichara. But you can ask, how do you know this Brahma, Brahman is there and all? Means we know, correct? We also see so many saints, so many people. Even in my case, I was highly influenced by Ramana. So there are people even in our own generation or one generation before, and we study about them and we have some general knowledge, correct? That's what he is going to say now. So he is saying, apatataha brahmajnana sattvasya sampratipannatva cha. So you may ask, then how do you get this knowledge of, if you already have the knowledge of Nitya Vastu fully, then you don't have to do any Vedanta Shastra Adhyanam, correct? But that also is not the case. You have a general idea that there is something. People have achieved moksha. In fact, people have given up everything and they have gone on certain pursuits, correct? Even kings have given up their kingdom and went to forest. That's what we see in all the Purana stories. So that means there is something more than all the worldly pursuits which one has to pursue. This knowledge is there for us in general, and therefore that is good enough. In the Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, when we say, you have to know that there is something called Nitya, and that is worthy of pursuit. And all Anitya is unworthy of pursuit. That much knowledge, if you have, then you have Brahma Jignasa. So that's how it can be there. Okay. Okay, the rest we will see next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.